Good afternoon, folks. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana Weather. Thanks for logging on to this quick forecast update. Chance of severe weather tomorrow, so we wanted to at least get a quick analysis for you and get the information out there. Watching this area off to our west up here around Iowa right now as it rolls through tonight, seeing exactly what it does and how the cold front interacts with our environment. And that's going to be a focus area to keep an eye on here in just a second. We'll take a look at that. We're sponsored today by Welps Farm and Greenhouse. Visit them on the web, welpsfarmandgreenhouse.com, for all of your lawn and garden needs. 812-326-2709, and tell them Southern Indiana Weather sent you. All right, folks, here's the scoop. We've got an enhanced risk of severe weather over most of the chunk, according to the Storm Prediction Center tomorrow. That basically equates to a 30% risk. Main risks tomorrow are damaging winds and large hail, although some isolated tornadoes cannot be ruled out. Damaging winds and hail will be the main threats from the way things look right now. So let's go ahead and talk about the risks. Remember, just the basics. You need three things in order to get severe weather. Just those three things are not in place all at once. Very hard to get severe weather. The first thing you need is something to fire off storms. Well, we got that tomorrow in the form of a cold front. This warm front here is actually going to lift north of us overnight tonight, going back into the 90s tomorrow. And by tomorrow afternoon and evening, this cold front will draw off nigh, and that's what would fire off any storms in our area. Now, you also need some energy for those storms, bottom line. So you need what we call CAPE, convective available potential energy. Plenty of CAPE tomorrow. In fact, this is probably overdoing it, just like the high-res NAM has a habit of doing. But, you know, 1,500 to 2,500 units is certainly not out of the question. I'm questioning 3,000 to 4,000 on here, but still a reasonable amount of CAPE. It's not an unreasonable expectation. We're going to have energy for the storms. What we usually have a problem with is what we call bulk shear. The wind energy is usually what's lacking in this. Tomorrow afternoon, we have some interesting developments coming over us. Remember, I've said in the past several times, you need about 35 to 40 units of bulk shear to be able to get organized severe weather to sustain itself. And, well, the first shading here is 30 knots, and you can see we've got, you know, a good 35 to 40 knots over the area. Some places even as high as 55 and 60 knots of bulk shear over portions of the area. The problem is this is in the afternoon hours, and by the time future radar fires anything off, this is largely past us. So that's a big question mark about tomorrow at this point. Let me show you future radar. Here's that complex in Illinois and Iowa now, and just sort of watch how it develops overnight into what could potentially be a pretty severe line moving through northern Indiana. That's something that they will have to keep an eye on over there at night. That sort of moves through then, and then tomorrow afternoon we watch for new storm development, and there it starts in the early not the early afternoon hours, really. This would be about 7 p.m. right here before we're starting to see much of anything develop according to the high-res NAM. And then we potentially could get some strong storms develop out of this. In fact, if we just switch over to a little bit more zoomed-in view at another site here, you can see what could be some potentially strong storms there. But this is at 9 o'clock at night, so there's some questions in my mind as to how severe tomorrow will be. Future radar has been handling things pathetically over the past few weeks, so I'm not going to put much faith in this. What we can say right now is some of the ingredients are in place. Bulk shear is definitely there, but the question mark is, does the wind energy precede the cold front, or is it going to line up at the time where the storms fire and can tap into that energy? Right now, we just don't know. What we can say is an enhanced risk of severe weather for tomorrow. By the time tomorrow morning comes, we may have a better handle on it. You may see that enhanced risk go away. It may just be a slight risk. It wouldn't surprise me at all for that. This could be a total bust, or it could be a pretty significant event. Right now, it's just wait and see, but the information is out there, folks, and just keep it tuned here to Southern Indiana Weather, and I will have more details for you as time goes by. But as far as that goes tomorrow, go to southernindianaweather.com, click on 10-day forecast. 92 for your high tomorrow, well, 70 for your low tonight. It's going to be a muggy night, folks, but around the low 90s for your time tomorrow. Again, scattered showers and thunderstorms are likely later in the day. Will severe weather happen? Some could be severe, but it's not a guarantee. Again, damaging hail and damaging wind and large hail, the primary threats after that. So keep it tuned here to southernindianaweather.com. I'll have an update for you first thing in the morning. I'm meteorologist Michael Wilhite. Have a great night, folks. Stay safe.